Chapter 1, Multimedia and Desktop Publishing. Part 1. Important contents you are going to learn in this session are multimedia, components of multimedia, applications of multimedia. Before we start with multimedia, I want to recall some of the important concepts. First of all, what is a communication? Communicating information to other person is said to be communication. How a person can communicate with others? There are many different ways to communicate the information to others. 1. Just we can write a letter. Another one, we can pass the message through a phone. Or we can use internet to communicate our information to others. I have given only some of the ways, but apart from this, there are many ways to communicate our information to other person. For example, consider that you want to thank your friend. How you can communicate this to your friend? Simply you can write the word thank you in a paper, or you can give a colored card, or you can give a decorative card. See the fourth one. It's somewhat different. Am I right? It's looking very beautiful with glittering, and there is a change. It's look like live. It's not static. There is a movement in this card. So it's in dynamic view. Am I right? I hope if your friend receives these cards, what will be the expression of your friend? For the first card, it will be nice. For the second, it will be beautiful. I hope. Third, on seeing this card, the expression will be excellent. But for the fourth one, I hope the expression will be wow. Now, why the expression is wow? Because it is different from the ordinary card. Moreover, it is very attractive, interactive, and innovative. Am I right? I hope you will agree with this point. So, while you are communicating your information to your friend, there are many methods. Among the methods, I have given some example. Among this, the fourth card is different because of this dynamic look. This is achieved because of multimedia. Are you ready to learn what is that multimedia? Come, let me start the session. Multimedia. The word multimedia can be splitted into multi plus media. Multi refers to many. At least it must have two things in it. Media. It's a plural form of medium. It is the mode of expression. So, multimedia is a media that uses multiple form of information, content, and information processing. I'll repeat, multimedia is a media that uses multiple form of information, content, and information processing. So, multimedia is going to combine, first point, what it is going to combine? It is going to combine different form of information and it is going to process it. This is multimedia. We'll see another example, another explanation for the multimedia. Being a computer student, you must know this. Multimedia is the field concerned with the computer-controlled integration of text, graphics, drawings, still and moving images, animation, audio, and any other media where every type of information can be represented, stored, transmitted, and processed digitally. So simply, multimedia, first, it is a field concerned with computer controlled. First point. Next, it is going to combine text, graphics, drawings, still and moving images, animation, audio, the informations which are in different forms. Is it clear, children? So multimedia is a computer controlled integration of information. So it is going to combine the text and graphics and still and moving images together to form a creative formation, and this is an effective way to communicate the information to others. Let's see what the multimedia components: text, image, audio, video, animation. Text. Text is simply the alphabets and the numbers which is written. You know this. You will write using your pen or you can type in the system. These are all said to be text. Image is a still image. Audio. So you know audio is a musical form or any other voice. Only the audio format, not the video. It is said to be audio. What is video? It's the combination of image and the audio. I hope you can understand the difference between the audio and the video. Now, come to the point: animation. It's look like an image, right? But it is a moving image. So, these are the components that a multimedia can combine to form a integrated information. So, if I am saying that multimedia is used in this place, then you can identify any two, minimum two, or all the 5 components are combined together to form an information. Is it clear, children? So multimedia is going to combine all the components or minimum 2 components to form a integrated information. Why it is doing like that means because of this multimedia, the information is communicated to others in an innovative and interactive manner. How you are saying this? You may ask a question like that. I am going to show you some of the real lifetime multimedia applied places. So by seeing this, you may say to me, yes miss, I know, but this is actually the application of multimedia. Come, let's see the places where the multimedia are used in our daily life. Applications of multimedia. It's a classroom with a blackboard. Usually the teacher will draw a diagram to explain what is in it. But this is a digital classroom. So you know very well what's the digital classroom. So by the digital classroom, you are able to see the 3D vision of a organ. While the biology teacher is or the science teacher is explaining, you feel that you are able to see that what she is explaining. Am I right? So it gives a virtual appearance. Because of this multimedia implementation, this is possible. So this is an example of the usage of multimedia in education. I want to remind you one concept, that what you are watching now is also an example for multimedia, because a voice is heard by you and you are seeing the images. So it is also the combination of image, text and the audio. So the video which you are watching now itself is also an example of multimedia. Now see here, it's an old type TV. We watch the movies here. It's a new type TV. This TV is not only for watching the movies, but we can connect our mobile phone, we can play games, and we are doing lot of other things simply using a TV monitor. This is also possible because of multimedia in entertainment field. It's an advertisement in a newspaper. See the advertisement in a newspaper today. There is a drastic change. This is also possible because of the implementation of multimedia in business. This is the implementation of multimedia in medical service. Because of this, A surgeon can easily identify a defect inside the physic and he can do a complicated operation in a clear manner. Because of this only, many critical operations are done perfectly. It's an old type museum. It's a new type of museum. Here only the skeletons are displayed. Here a skeleton is displayed. A device is provided. The user can view the virtual image that can be provided from a skeleton displayed there. So this person is virtually viewing a dinosaurs by the skeleton. So it will be very interesting to learn many things from a museum if a museum is in this model. This is the use of multimedia in museum. These are some of the uses in public place. It's a place where the biometric is installed to view the person who is crossing the place. Here, this is a device which is used today to check the temperature of a person who is crossing in the airport. By looking this, you will identify, yes, it's a conference hall. Because of the multimedia, we are able to talk with the person who is in other country, just having a feeling that he is sitting near us. Because of this usage, our time is saved. We don't need to travel along to meet a person. So it is important to have multimedia in our day-to-day life. Again, I want to recall the components used in multimedia: text, image, audio, video, animations. Can you see here? I marked the text and image as static and video, audio, animation is dynamic. So, in the next video, you are going to learn in detail about all the components in multimedia. You are going to learn about the contents of multimedia. I hope you remember what is multimedia. Multimedia allows the users to combine and change data from various sources like image, text, graphics, video, audio to a single platform. So these are the components of multimedia. Now you are going to learn one by one the components of multimedia. First one is the text. Even though multimedia includes image, video, audio, graphics, etc., text is the basic components used in multimedia. It's a powerful tool also. Regarding with the multimedia, the text is having two things. One is static text, another one is hypertext. So what is the difference between the two? Static text displays the text that is not changed at runtime. Hypertext provides the user with the flexibility and choice to navigate through the material. So the text remains as a heading or a line in a paragraph. Here the text or a bunch of text that are attached with hyperlinks. So static remains static as per the name. Hypertext is going to have a hyperlink. Here hypertext means only text or bunch of text that are attached with hyperlinks. Now see this example. I hope you remember this. It's HTML program. So the output of the program is welcome to easy learning and components of multimedia. Can you see the difference between the two lines? One is a static text, another one is a hypertext, because this line is having a link to another file. So if a mouse moves on the line, it will look like a hand, and if you press the word, then the link is activated and it moves to another document. Look here. Is it clear, children? So static is a normal display of text. Hypertext is a text with link. Next component of multimedia is images. It's a still image. Images act as a vital component in multimedia. There are two types. One is bitmap or raster images. Another one is vector images. So what's the difference between the two things? Raster images are created with pixel. Vector images are made up of paths, each with a mathematical formula. So first point is it's based on pixels, dots. It's based on paths, which is formulated by a mathematical formula. Here, when you enlarge a picture, it will look blurry because it is resolution dependent. Here it is resolution independent. So see the example here. This is the example for a raster image. So it's look like a line drawn by painting with pixels. It's with the path points with the formula. So if you enlarge, it will look blurry. Here the resolution is very nice. So we have to decide how the image is going to be used in our multimedia product. Based on that, we have to choose whether it should be a raster image or a vector image. How to find out the raster image and the vector image? First point, the softwares like Photoshop, PaintShop, GIMP will produce raster image. Here they have given some formats, JPG, GIF, PNG. These image formats belongs to raster image. The softwares like Illustrator, CorelDRAW, Inkscape will produce vector image. These are the file formats. So being a computer science student, if you are able to see any image, then you should know the file format. How you will take it? By right clicking the file, you can view a property option. If you click the property option, then you can find out whether it is a raster image or the vector image. So have it in mind. If you are going to enlarge the image, then raster image will not work out. Then it must be a vector image. Then only you can easily change the resolution. Then you will get a clear output. Is it clear, children? The next component is animation. So animation consists of still images displayed so quickly that they give an impression of continuous movement. Here there are two-dimensional and three-dimensional animation. So two-dimensional will have a look on x and y axis, but if it is a three-dimensional, it will have x, y, z dimension. I'll show you an example image. By just looking at it, you can understand the difference between 2D and 3D. I hope nowadays all the kids like only the 3D animation. Am I right? Apart from that, there are types of animation. One is path and another one is frame animation. Let's see an example for that. Path animation involves moving an object on the screen that has a constant background. Look at this ball. The ball alone moved in a path. This type of thing is said to be path animation. Next one is frame animation. Here multiple objects are allowed to travel simultaneously. Here I have given an example for two-dimensional frame animation. The frame animation can be applied for three-dimension also. Nowadays most of the graphics image or animated images are using frame animation format with three-dimensional thing. This is an example for frame animation with 2D. The next component is sound or audio. So, the most important and powerful tool is sound. It's a meaningful speech in any language, and that is the most serious element in multimedia. Decibels. You know, this is the measurement of volume and the pressure level of sounds. In your book, they have given two things. One is MIDI, another one is digital audio. MIDI means musical instrument digital identifier. It is a standard communication tool developed for computers and electronic instruments. That means, for example, if you are having a keyboard or harmony or any other thing, that device is connected with many of the computer and some electronic things to form a musical instrument digital identifier. It's a separate work technology. This tool is flexible and easy for composing the projects in multimedia. Then what about digital audio? It's just a representation of sound recorded in or converted into digital form. So I hope you know what is digital form. If a content is in the form of 1010, then it is said to be digital form. Here sampling is done. Sampling means conversion of the analog signal to the digital signal. This is said to be sampling, and the sound is a digitized sound which is able to store in computer related hardware things. Is it clear, children? So digital sound is all the sound which is able to hear through your computer, laptop, those things which are recorded in your CD. These things are said to be digital audio. The sound that is produced with the standard technique of musical instrumental digital identifier is said to be MIDI files. Both have different usage, more or less look same. So we have to decide which type is needed for our multimedia product. Next one is video. So you know very well what is a video. So video is defined as the display of recorded event or scene. Display, its type, it have two types as analog video and digital video. What you are looking here is a digital video, because only digital video is able to display using computer tool. So analog videos are stored in any non-computer media. What are they? Do you remember the video tape which was used in olden days? Now we are saying like that only, but I have seen the tape. Here the digital video is audio or visual in binary format. Information is presented as a sequence of digital data rather than in a continuous signal as analog information. That is the formation of digital signals. Here I want to mention a point, that is laser disc. What is laser disc? You know DVD, CD. What is laser disc? See here. This is the size of a laser disc, just like our CD, but the size is big. These are the cassette. Is it used in the tape recorder? This is used in the video player, the DVD. But nowadays these are all out of fashion. Now we are using only this type of CD or the mini CD. But the laser CD may look like CD, but it stores analog videos, not the digital videos. So these are the information about the components of multimedia in your book. Contents of this session are 5 formats. You are going to learn about text file formats, image file formats, audio file formats, and video file formats. First we learn about text file formats. Text file formats have two things. One is plain text, another one is rich text file format. What is the meaning and what's the difference for that? Plain text contains no formatting, only line breaks and spacing. That means it is not having the formatting like font size, coloring, bolding and italics, etc. The plain text files can be opened, read and edited with most text editors. The important softwares with plain text are Notepad. As you know, it's in Windows, and TextEdit in Mac. Apart from that, Nano in Unix and Linux are there. Rich text is the primary file format introduced in 1987 by Microsoft. Simple example for rich text format is MS Word. Let's see the example. Can you see the difference here? Same content is typed. In the Notepad, it was very plain. But in the Notepad, there is an option for format. In the format, I can change the text into bold, italic, even I change the size. But the drawback is, if I apply a format here, it is applied for the whole content. But it is not like that in rich text. In rich text, I can format each line separately and differently. Can you see in this line only one letter is changed to another color. So everything is possible in rich text. So Pakka formatting tool is allowed in rich text. As per the name plain text, it remains plain text or plain format or single format. Is it clear, children? Plain text and rich text. Next, image file formats. There are many kinds of image file formats in usage. Here we are going to see some of the image file formats which are in your book. TIFF, GIF, JPG, PNG, PMP, DIP, DGA, etc. First we see about TIFF. Full form is TAT image file format. This format is common in desktop publishing world. That means it supports high quality output. Recent version of TIFF allows image compression. You remember the word compression because it is an important point regarding the image. The format is comfortable for moving large files between computers. The softwares where they are used are desktop publishing, faxing, 3D applications and medical imaging. TIFF files are used. Extension name for TIFF files are .tiff or sometimes it is .tif. Can you see an image here? This is the type TIFF image and the size is 694 kilobytes. Now, I want to explain the concept. What is compression? Data compression is a technique in which the size of data is reduced without loss of information. I'll again repeat, size of data is reduced without loss of information. So there are two types of compressions. One is lossy, another one is lossless. What's the difference between them? Lossy compression technique does not restore the data in its original form after decompression. On the other hand, lossless compression restores and rebuilds the data in its original form after decompression. That means our image is going to be compressed in the form of size. So if you may remember nowadays when you are filling a online application form, you might read the line that the size should be 150 into 250 megapixels or it will be in the resolution of 250. So nowadays they are asking particular size with particular dimensions. So these are all possible only because of the compression technique which is applied to the image. So we must be very clear with the format of image before uploading an image in an online form. So this is the example for lossless and lossy. Can you see the wings here? Can see the image of wings? It's blur. So lossless compression, if I reduce the size, it will not lose the data of the information. But that means the originality remains somewhat good. But here it won't be in a originality. That is the thing of lossy. Is it clear? We'll move to the next image file format, GIF, graphics interchange format. Can you see here this same image, but the formatters differ. So only I have shown you the description. Size is 237 kilobytes. Do you remember it's around 600 in TIFF, but in GIF format the size is reduced. GIF is a compressed image format. Most of the computer color images and backgrounds are GIF files. GIF uses lossless compression. That means clarity will be good. That does not degrade the quality of the image. GIF image can include a maximum of 256 colors, less memory size. This is the important point. See here, it is 694 TIFF, but the same image in GIF it is 237. So being a computer science student, hereafter if you open any image, try to know the properties and the format of an image. Then another plus point of GIF is GIF supports animated image. Can you see this? So I hope hereafter you like to have GIF because of the animation. Next image format is JPEG, Joint Photographic Experts Group. JPEG was designed to attain maximum magic compression. It uses lossy compression. That means if you reduce the size, the quality will reduce. It goods with photographics, naturalistic artworks, but it is not advisable in lettering, live drawings or simple cartoons. See the size, 86.8 kilobytes. Next one is PNG, Portable Network Graphics, an extensible file format for the lossless, portable and well compressed storage of raster image. PNG acts as replacement of GIF and also replaces multiple common uses of TIFF. Nowadays, some of the software or some of the online animated things, they prefer only PNG because it's good with online viewing applications and it is fully streamable with the best display option. See the size, 805 kilobytes. Next one is Bitmap, then TIP. Bitmap. This format is used with Windows 3.1 version. Large and uncompressed, and hence PMP is used for high resolution or large images. Size 1.53 megabytes. This format, which is similar to BMP, allows the files to be displayed on a variety of devices. A DIP image can be opened through Corel Paint, Adobe Photoshop can be used to open this file. Next one is TGA, simply TAGRA, that is True Vision Graphics Adapter Image. It is the first popular format for high resolution images. TGA is supported by most of the video capture boards. That means TGA is a special image file format which is mostly used in the animation field. These are some of the extra image file formats. Have one point in your mind, children, as our software line is always updating. Every day you will be updated with many new versions. Always software line will be a ocean. And now we are going to see about digital audio file formats. I want to segregate them into uncompressed formats and compressed formats. I hope you remember the point compression, that is reduction of size without losing of quality. It is achieved through lossy and lossiness in image file format. Here, some of the audio files are easily compressible. That means I can reduce the size, but sometimes it remains as uncompressed format. PCM, pulse code modulation, these are all just the full form for the digital audio file format. Some of the things are explained in your book. We'll see it in next slide. That is WAV, Waveform Audio File Format. It is most popular in Windows for storing uncompressed sound files. Next, MPEG. Everyone know MP3. The most wanted is MP3 player, MP3 songs for storing and downloading music. Then OGG. It produces a smaller file size for equivalent audio quality. Then AIFF. This is used by Apple and for the OS Mac. WMA. It is owned by Microsoft. Windows Media Audio File. And it is having a digital right management abilities for copyright protection. Then RE, that is Real Audio File. It is well designed for streaming audio over the internet. These are the formats of digital audio files. Next one is digital video file formats. In your book, they have given two things. One is AVI, Audio Video Interleave. It is the video file format for Windows. You know very well AVI because you are using most of the videos to play in your computers or AVI. The sound and picture elements are stored in alternate interleaved chunks in the file. MPEG, Moving Picture Experts Group. It is a standard for generating digital video and audio compression under the International Standard Organization ISO by the group of people. These are some of the other digital video file formats. Thank you for watching.